Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. As you're watching this, we are getting ready to start about a 40-minute ride with a deep focus on being present and mindfulness and tuning into the body and feeling the muscles work. Using the movement form of cycling as a way of being present and calming the mind, like a moving meditation, just like your yoga class, but with a different kind of movement form, but it's the same awareness, it's the same presence, same breath, same body. So let's go ahead and get ourselves centered and ready to work today. First of all, adjust your resistance so it's as light as you can make it. And if you're on a spin bike that you bought with that fixed attachment to that heavy flywheel, let's remember to always have at least a tiny bit of resistance on, just a little bit, so that the wheel isn't propelling your legs around in a circle. So we've got a resistance set very light. Let's go ahead and just sit up like I am, keeping the legs moving slowly. And let's just take a couple of nice deep breaths as we let the upper body relax, as we stack the vertebrae and feel our weight settle into the saddle. And kind of shake out your arms. Take a couple of deep breaths from a relaxed belly. Beautiful. Now returning to the handlebars, just resting the hands there very lightly. Wiggle your fingers so you make sure you're not grasping the bar too heavily. And now with your light resistance, don't add any more. Let's go ahead and bring our leg speed up. And what we're feeling for is the rhythm of the song. And if you have a computer on your bike at home, this will be about 90 RPM. If you don't have a computer, that's fine. Just feel for this rhythm. Nice light resistance, just trying to focus the mind a little bit right now. Good, and as we hold this rhythm, let's make sure the upper body stays nice and relaxed. Your elbows are slightly bent, and your shoulders are away from the ears. Good, let's reach down now. Add just enough resistance that you feel the work come into your legs as you hold this rhythm. And you'll notice that extra work come in. You start to feel the breath pick up. See if you can close your eyes and count this rhythm to yourself. Now reducing your resistance back down, slow the legs again off the 90 RPM and back to something nice and slow like this. And then we'll check in. Maybe sit up like I am again and check with your breathing, see how your muscles feel. That's 2 to 3 minutes of moderate work to get a little warmth into the legs. Let's come back down to the handlebars. And again, check your position on the bike, your hands, your elbows, your shoulders. And I want you now to bring your leg speed up, keeping your light resistance. Let's come up to 106 RPM as we hold our hips steady and our upper body remains relaxed. So if you look at my leg speed, I'm at about 106, very light resistance, and my upper body is remaining very relaxed. See if you can mimic this posture, this position. We want to stitch a pedal stroke together from the hips down. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, just align to the beat. Now let's check in. Do you feel the breath coming up? If so, that's perfect. Now I want your resistance low. We're not trying to hurt the legs here. We're just trying to spin quickly, smoothly, beautifully. Now for 30 seconds, bring in enough resistance that you feel it in the muscles of the legs. More work is being done. Hold your rhythm. And notice, where do you feel that in your legs? You can feel my breath picking up now. Can you? Now just a little bit of discomfort is coming into the legs now. Let's reduce back to our lightest resistance as we hold this rhythm, staying in touch with the body and the breath. In 3, 2, 1. Slow your legs down. Good, we're ready to climb. So let's get our intention set here. Climbing is uncomfortable. Climbing challenges us. Maybe it frightens us a little bit. Maybe it forces us to really be present. These are all good things. Let's add resistance till it feels like you've entered a challenging hill. And now I want you to find the rhythm. Just close your eyes and feel for the beat. If you have your computer on at home, this is right at 60 RPM, 1 stroke per second. Now, if you can hear my voice, you can see I'm getting out of breath. Because we're in a hill. My body's getting used to this extra work now. Now all this together. Let's make sure we've got enough resistance that our legs are now uncomfortable. And we're struggling a little bit. This is a hill. And once we're there, let's tune into the hips, pushing us through the top part of the pedal stroke. All right, everybody get ready to add a whole bunch of resistance, reaching down. Add it till you can't pedal seated anymore and you must rise into it. Now, rise onto that heavy resistance. We're holding our rhythm. Getting very much out of breath now. Feeling the discomfort in the legs, just a little bit more here. Good, bring it back to flat road. So without taking a break, we're going to bring our leg speed up. So take 15 seconds on your own to close your eyes and feel for that rhythm. All right, computer people at home, we're at 92 RPM. The rest of you just pedal to the rhythm. Let's reach down now. I want you to add resistance that you don't feel like you could hold for 3 minutes. So yes, very challenging now. But this gives us a great opportunity to feel that muscle engagement. Feeling the hips, the glutes push us over the top, the calves. Hamstrings pulling us through the bottom. Now relax your upper body, breathe. Let's take 40 seconds right here. Now, if you're doing what I'm doing, the breath is coming up to very rapid. Legs hurt. Now bring the resistance down to easiest, but hold your rhythm. We're going to gather our breath for just a few seconds here. And then we're going to try that again, this time with just a little bit more resistance. Wish you were near. I'll keep you right here. All right, everybody. Quiet the mind. Relax the upper body. Count your rhythm. Now remember, this time just a little bit more resistance. Maybe a lot if that didn't get you out of breath. In 3, 2, 1. Add that resistance in, settle in, and breathe deeply from your relaxed belly. Now, one of my tricks is I shake my hands out a little bit just to get the tension out of the upper body. You can try that. Into. And 1. Bring your resistance down and let's slow our legs. Back to cruising. Back to easy. Sit up. How sweaty are you right now? Heart rate people, check your heart rate monitor. That kind of effort will get you 70, 80% of your maximum heart rate. If we had held it a little bit longer, it would definitely get you up to 80 or 90% of your maximum heart rate. The heart rate was climbing even as we were doing it. All right, you guys, we're going to do a couple of repeats of sprints. Now remember, sprints isn't about how fast you get your legs turning. Yes, it is faster pedal speed, but it's about the power you make with your muscles. So we're only going to come up to about 106. This might be slow for some of you that do spin classes, but we're going to add resistance. It feels like a hard gear on the bike, which means the bike would be moving very quickly at that pedal speed. That's sprinting. All right? So take a deep breath. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. When I give you the signal, we're going to speed our legs up to the rhythm of the song and at the same time add resistance. It feels like we shifted into a sprinting gear on our bike. And we'll hold it about 15 seconds. Then we'll slow the legs and reduce the resistance, gather our breath. Then we'll repeat. Are you ready? In 2 and 1. Add your resistance like it's a hard gear and get your legs speed up. Now we're at 106. My legs are there. And 2 and 1. Slow your legs. Reduce your resistance. Good. Super important part is sprinting. How out of breath are you right now? Think about this. What if I said we had to hold that another minute? If you're sprinting, the answer would have been I could not hold that another minute. If you could have, that's fine. Add more resistance this time. Are you ready? Take a deep breath from a relaxed belly. In 2, 1. Add the resistance. Accelerate the legs. Now look at my upper body. I'm still relaxed. I'm not bouncing. I'm making big power with powerful, smooth pedal strokes. in 2, and 1. Slow your legs, reduce your resistance again. Now check your breath. 1 more of those to go. I love these because they force me to be present. They're so hard that my mind doesn't wander to the future or the past. I'm staying right here. See if you can do that with me this time. All right, into 1. Add your resistance, accelerate. And slow your legs and bring the resistance down. All right, everybody sit up like I am. So let's take stock, shall we? We were just turning our legs over 100, 106 RPM, and it's supposed to feel like a sprint. A sprint, therefore, would get us out of breath. Gasping for air, heart rate up really high. Where are you at? The measure of everything in cycling is effort, and you can measure that in any number of ways. You could think about time to exhaustion. How long could I hold this effort? You can look at zones in terms of power output or heart rate. We can talk about those in future classes. Or you can just look at out of breathness. Like, how high did my breathing get? Well, let's just come back to our handlebars now. And just pedal easy for a second here. Just gathering our breath. Drink some water. I'll drink some with you. And let's just start all over with our body position, shall we? Starting with the hands. Is the heel of your hand just resting on the bars? Can you wiggle your fingers like that? Good. Now your elbows bent just a little bit, not locked. We don't want locked like this. We want bent elbows. Shoulders are down. Good. And this allows us to really settle our weight into the saddle. When we're like this, our upper body becomes a stiff thing, and it's hard to be smooth with a pedal stroke, so we want to relax. Good. So we're going to climb a hill here in about a minute. So you're welcome to bring just a little more resistance in. And we can get ourselves back to moving just moderately fast along a flat road. We know at about 150 yards from us, straight ahead, there's a steep hill. We know that hill because we've been up it 100 times. And we know it challenges us. And we're willing to take that challenge on. That's why we're here. So on this hill, you guys, I want you to picture the first part of the hill to be so steep that you have to immediately come out of the saddle. So remember, spinners, that's resistance so heavy that you can't pedal it seated. That may be new to you. So really work on getting that massive resistance in when we stand up, so that you literally have to drive your body weight into the pedal stroke. You'll feel it through the glutes themselves. Okay, are you ready? Let's take a deep breath together, all of us. And exhale. I do that before every hill I climb. Okay, in 3. And 2. And 1. Reaching down, add massive resistance, slow your legs into climbing speed. We're at about 60 RPM. Now spinners, look at my position. I'm tall, my weight is driving through the glutes into the pedals, my hands are light on the bars. We want to use that weight in the pedals, we don't want to waste it out here on the handlebars. Okay, if you're doing what I'm doing, your legs are starting to become uncomfortable and the breath is getting rapid. So we're going to ease back now into seated climbing. Now this is not a break. This is still a challenge, still heavy resistance. Now, as a group, I want us to add resistance right now. That feels so heavy that it doesn't seem like we can turn the pedals at this speed. Notice the effect on the breath here. Now just close your eyes and relax your belly and let's breathe through the next 30 seconds. Don't forget to get those hips involved. Don't make it all quad. Shove with the hips over the top. All right, now add even more and rise up onto it. Standing tall, feeling your weight. Drive through the glutes. Hang on just a little bit more. Just hang here. Breathe through it. In 3, and 2, and 1. Come on down, we're on flat road. So remember, at least a little bit of resistance on, never no resistance. Always a little bit. And now, even though we're out of breath, even though our legs are still a little uncomfortable, let's bring our leg speed up. Let's bring it up to 86 RPM. Stay light on your resistance. We're just feeling for that rhythm. Now I want us to stay at light resistance right here, and I want us to stay at 86 RPM, the rhythm of this song. And I want you to close your eyes now, settling your weight into the saddle. And we're going to just merge with the rhythm. And now we're going to notice what our thoughts are doing. Have you noticed that your mind is wandering a little bit? Yeah, that'd be normal. Just notice that. And when you do, close your eyes again. Come back to the muscles working. Your body position, your posture, your touch points on the bike. The handlebars, the pedals, the seat. And now start to slowly release. And as you keep them turning, sit up again like I am. Nice. So coming up here, it's going to be one of the harder sections of today's class. But we're so warm now. Our legs are awake. Our heart rates are up. We feel smooth and supple. We feel strong. So we're going to put that to work now. When I tell you, not yet, but when I tell you, we're going to accelerate our legs up to 100 RPM, matching up with this song. And once we get there, we're going to bring in resistance that feels like we could not hold it 2 minutes. And then we're going to go deep. We're going to just close our eyes, breathe deeply, and hold on to that for a minute, minute and a half, see how we feel. Okay, you have the tools. You know where to check on the body. You know to focus on the breath. You know to release the belly. I want you to come back to those things during this minute and a half or so. Are you ready? In 2 and 1. Add that resistance and accelerate up to 100 and settle in. Minute to a minute and a half right here. This is 1 minute. Let's go 30 more seconds. If your legs aren't on fire, add a little bit more for these last 30 seconds and go deep. Now reducing your resistance and slowing your legs off the 100, but staying with a flat road pedal speed. Whew. Beautiful. Those of you with a heart rate monitor, check that right now. Rest of us, what's your breathing doing? Are you gasping like I am? Yeah. Leaving your resistance at this light level. Let's realign to this new beat. Let me give you 15 seconds to find it on your own. This is such an important part of our practice. Go ahead and close your eyes and just feel for the rhythm. Good. 91 for those of you with the bike computer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, accelerate your legs. Slowly but surely, we're coming off the rhythm. Keeping the hips steady, keeping the arms relaxed and the shoulders away from the ears. Look at my upper body. You see how relaxed it is? I want you like that. And we're working on how smooth and supple we can be with our pedal strokes here. Now, adding resistance to feel like a hill, we're going to slow our legs down by over 20 beats, and we're going to hit about 74. Easing into a little bit of climbing again. All right, does it feel like you're in a hill? Let me show you something. So I've still got heavy resistance on, but I'm sitting up, pushing heavy resistance. So all of that is coming from down here. Lower back is bracing as the hips drive. I can feel it in my glutes. When I lean forward like this, I'm just resting my hands so that action can take place. You guys, we've got about 1 minute and 15 seconds left to work today. Let's ease the resistance up at this pedal speed till we get to a point where we don't feel like we can turn the pedals, and then we'll be done, okay? So bring a little more in. You notice the breath pick up almost immediately when you did that? Me too. We got about 40 seconds left. Bring a little more in. Now we're struggling. We got about 20 seconds left. Can you bring a little more in? Nice. Bring it all the way back to 1. The easiest resistance you can pedal now. Slow your legs way down, way down. and sit up as I am. And I want you to just close your eyes and notice anything you can. I'm noticing sweat pouring down my forehead. Noticing my sit bones on the saddle. I can feel my heart in my chest here, but it's slowing. This kind of attention towards the body and the breath. So important because it keeps us grounded. Remember we said just like yoga? Yeah. All right, slow the legs down even more. And let's reduce our resistance even more. And what we're trying to do now is get all the work out of the legs. And just enjoying the sense of calm and stress relief that happens after hard work and focus. This is the most important part of fitness, this right here. And now slowing the legs even more. And now, let's let our legs just come to a stop. And sit up nice and tall like I am. And let's inhale 2 deep breaths together from the belly. I'll count you. Ready? Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Really tune into how great you feel right now. This is the essence of it all. Rising up. Let's put the feet horizontal, 3 and 9 o'clock, and then just let your heels drop a little bit. And you'll feel a nice stretch in the calf here. And now let's bring the back foot to the front. And again, just drop your heel. All right, swinging one leg over the bike. I would like for you to stretch your quads and your hamstrings on your own. I'll let the music play for a couple minutes for you to do that. Don't skip out on it. And we'll see you again next time. Thank you.